Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all my top 10 brushes that I cannot live without, and all of these brushes are under $10. I think the key to good makeup is good brushes. You can have cheap products, but just have really good brushes and you'll be alright. I have a couple of eye brushes and a couple of face brushes, but we're going to go ahead and start off with the brushes for eye makeup. The first brush that I cannot live without, that I love and I use in every single video, is this Morphe E23 brush. This Morphe E23 brush is like a deluxe blender brush. It is not that tapered, it's pretty fluffy, and it can cover a large area on your eyes. So what I like to use this with is a lot. I actually like to use this for the face as well. So I like using this to apply my primer, like my MAC soft ochre paint pot. I also like it to apply my concealer under my eyes. The brushes are super soft, so it makes any application really easy. And I actually looked on the Morphe website, and this is not in stock, or at least I couldn't find it, but I found it on Beauty Bay for $7.70, so it's really cheap and it gives you just the perfect application for cream products. So I really love this brush. The next eye brush that I absolutely cannot live without, and it's so funny because I was looking in my collection for more brushes like this and I don't have any. This is the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. This brush is like a flat shader brush and it packs on products so well. Like, I don't know what it is about these bristles. I guess they're densely packed. They're really packed together, so they really grab gold eyeshadow, or like not just gold eyeshadow, but like shimmer eyeshadow really well, and then you can just pat it all over your lids and it gives you like the perfect application. And this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush is actually $1, and I got this at Target, and I cannot, like, every single day I grab for this. Whatever I put on my lid, whether it be matte eyeshadows or shimmery eyeshadows, I always grab this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush to just pack everything onto my lid. I love this brush. You need it. The next eye brush that I love and I just recently bought is this Morphe G14 brush. Like a very tapered blending brush, and it is I usually use this for my crease, and I love this because the tapered side of the brush really applies the crease really precisely. So it applies it precisely but not harshly, because also the bristles around it will really help to blend it out. So I love using this blending brush for like an everyday blend in the crease, or also when I'm doing like precise cut creases. And this Morphe G24 blending fluff is what it's called, retails for $7.99. So the next eye brush that I love and I cannot live without, I literally use this every single day because the one thing that I do every day are my eyebrows. So this is the brush that I use to do my eyebrows. This is the Morphe S6 Brush. I do not use any other eyebrow brush but this one, and I love this brush because it's angled but it's very thin. So I use pomade to do my brows, and if you use a thicker brow or a thicker brush, it's gonna grab more product, and then it's just gonna make your brows look really dark and really like thick. So I love that this brush is super thin because it grabs product only on the top of the brush, and so it applies it very smoothly and nicely. And this, I cannot live without this angled brush. I just can't imagine what brush I would use to do my brows. This is like a must-have eyebrow brush, and this retails for $1.99. I cannot believe this retails for $1.99, and it is like, oh my gosh, it is my holy grail brush forever. I will forever use this brush. The next brush that I love for my eyes, and this is the Morphe G14 oval shader brush. The bristles of this brush are really densely packed, and it's very oval-like, just like the name. It's like a very oval domed shape, and I like using this to blend out the outer parts of my eyes when I do like smoky looks, or I also like to use it for my lower lash line to really buff out colors or to really smoke out my lower lash line. This is actually one of the brushes that I just started using, and it makes blending really easy, especially when you want blending out here to be very precise. This is your brush to use. And this is the Morphe G14 oval shader brush, and it retails for $6.99. The next brush that I cannot live without and that I use every single day, well, the days that I use eyeshadow, is the Morphe M222 brush. So this is the Morphe M222 round crease brush, and this brush I like using for precise eyeshadow application. So for example, for my inner corner tear duct, when I want to highlight, I use this, or when I really want to carve out my crease or want to smoke out the outer part of my eye using like a dark shadow and I don't want to go in with like a larger brush, I usually use this brush and then use another brush to just blend it out. But this is the brush that I use to apply eyeshadow, and then I'll use another brush to blend it out like the Morphe G14 brush. But this brush really helps out with smoking out the lower lash line, smoking out the outer part of your eye, applying some highlight in your tear duct. It's very small, very precise. This is the M222 round crease brush, and this retails for $2.99. Can't believe it. I can't believe it. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the face brushes. But the next brush, this is not really a brush, this is actually a sponge, and I'm sure you guys have heard about it. This is the Real Techniques complexion sponge, and I don't use beauty blenders anymore because they're just way too expensive. But this Real Techniques sponge is just amazing. I love this sponge. I actually have two. So I have one, they're really dirty, I'm sorry. I have one to apply my powder whenever I bake or whenever I set my under eyes, because I find that if you use the same damp one that you blended out your concealer with, if you use the same one to set your concealer with the powder, the next time, for example, the next day that I go in to blend out my concealer, I get super cakey because the powder still stays on here. So I have two, one for concealer and one for like to blend out creams, and then another one just to use for powder to set your concealer. This is the Real Techniques sponge, and you can use it damp. That's the way I use it, and I just think it's so affordable and so convenient. I'm not going to go out and spend money on a beauty blender when I have this cheap product. And this sponge retails for $6. Probably at Ulta, I think it's more, it's probably like $7, but if you buy it off the Real Techniques website, it'll be $6. The next brush that I cannot live without, called the Real Techniques setting brush. And I used to use this to set my under eyes, but let me tell you, it'll leave you really, really cakey. I think it's because I blend out my under eyes with the damp sponge, and then I go in with this dry product, and it just made my under eyes really cakey. So I don't use it to set, but I do use it to carve out my cheekbones for contour. I really like using it because it's really precise and the bristles are really soft, so you can easily use it to really carve out them cheekbones, you know. And I love this brush so much. This brush, it retails for $8. So this brush is the Elfstipple Brush, and I don't know what to say about you. Like if I had to pack one brush, I would pack this one. And this is just an amazing brush. It's super affordable. I actually have two of them, and they're both dirty because I use them all the time. Bristles are super soft. I use this to blend out my contour, and this is the small stipple brush. They have a larger one, but this is the smaller one, and I got this at Target, and this retails for $3. The last brush that I cannot live without is also an e.l.f. brush, and this is their powder brush. I like using this to apply my Rimmel Stay Matte powder all over my face, or to apply my MAC powder, whatever it is. This is really good for pressed powders because I feel like it's really large and it's densely packed. So whatever you apply, it's really going to grab product and apply it all over your face. I'm not sure if I would use this for foundation because I feel like the bristles would kind of leave it a little cakey, but I definitely use this for pressed powders. This brush is $4. And again, with e.l.f. products, I feel like I know why they're $4 or they're really cheap, because the brush part is super good and it's like really feels really high-end, but then the packaging sucks. Like this brush broke, and it's partly my fault because when I wash it, I guess I washed it too much and then the water went down and just got rid of the glue, but who cares? I will glue this back together as long as I can use the brush part. Alright guys, so that is the end of my video. These are all the brushes that I cannot live without that are under $10. I hope this video was informative to you, and I'll go ahead and link down all the brushes and the sponges that I use down below for you guys to check them out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, so you guys can stay posted with all the other videos that are to come. But I hope you guys liked this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!